Now on CoastTV News.
Maryland focus on OC as the Association of Counties Conference continues. The senators who will attend this week and the big topics set for review today. Town targets growth. We look at two proposed projects in Millville that, is approved, will bring more housing to the area.
This is CoastTV News Midday.
Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Elisa Weber and welcome to Coast TV News Midday. Happening today, Maryland is taking steps in the fight against overdoses. According to the Maryland Association of Counties, Lieutenant Governor Aruna Miller will join Special Secretary Emily Keller for an overdose response training session. It is taking place at the Ocean City Convention Center at 1 p.m. The event is a part of the Maryland Association of Counties Summer Conference that aims to address top issues facing the state. Maryland Senators Chris Van Hollen and Angela Also Brooks are scheduled to attend the conference on Friday. A look at their itineraries reveals both will speak at a fireside chat hosted by the Salisbury Area Chamber of Commerce and the Greater Ocean City Chamber of Commerce. According to the senators' communication offices, the discussion will focus on boosting economic growth across the Eastern Shore. This will take place at 12:30 at the Hilton Garden Inn Oceanfront in Ocean City. This just in, Maryland Governor Wes Moore will also arrive on the Eastern Shore today. According to his office, he's set to deliver remarks at the ribbon cutting for Tidal Health's Edward Q. Wilgus Community Clinic in Salisbury. This will take place at 1:30, and on Saturday, Moore is set to deliver the closing address for the Maryland Association of Counties Summer Conference. And we are now taking a live look outside at Dover this morning, and it looks like there's some clouds in the distance there. We're going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahey to tell us what's going on with the weather. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Elisa. Yes, we have clouds, but we also have sunshine too, as we're in the dog days of summer. We're looking at temperatures warming up now, low to mid 80s inland areas, 85 in Redden, 83 in Millsboro, and 80 in Ocean City with 82 in Bethany Beach. And the dew point temperatures, it feels tropical like out there with that air you can wear. Dew points right now into the mid 70s, making it very muggy and already feeling like 90 in Georgetown and Millsboro and Long Neck at 91, and feeling like mid to upper 80s at the beaches, where we have a bit of a sea breeze there, but not so inland areas. As we're looking at the visible satellite picture right now, a lot of cumulus clouds at the present time, but we're watching to the west as there is a stationary boundary slowly heading our way, and that will be the focus for showers and storms as we go into the afternoon hours, and maybe some pockets of localized heavy downpours. Now here's noon on Futurecast, mid to upper 80s inland, 70s at the coast, and then by 2 o'clock we could see a few showers with temperatures in the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Here's 4 o'clock. We could be looking at moderate to heavy rain in some places, not only confined to Maryland, but certainly Sussex County as well. So watch for the potential of local flooding and still some of those showers and storms into the evening hours. Before the showers and storms, hot, feeling like mid to upper 90s away from the coast. Day apart forecast has those storms kicking in sometime after 3 o'clock. Once again, watch for locally heavy downpours with that. Calms down into Friday and it dries out a little bit as we go into the first half of the weekend. More in your forecast coming up a little bit later in the newscast.
Thank you, Bob. Millville is looking at more housing. Tonight, the town's Planning and Zoning Commission is set to review two separate projects. One is for a 53-unit duplex village in Millville by the sea. Another is an 18-lot family single-family home division. That plan is submitted by Fox Lane Homes at White's Neck LLC. The land is on White's Neck Road near the Atlantic Avenue intersection. Tonight's meeting is scheduled for 7 o'clock. The Del. Comment period continues as we could see changes at a Sussex County intersection that officials say has a history of crashes. Our Coast Copter flew over Gravel Hill and Sand Hill roads in Milton, the site of a proposed roundabout. Del. Says the project is designed to ease congestion and reduce crashes.
We are hearing a couple concerns with the truck traffic that's along Route 30. These are very big trucks, and we do have our design to accommodate the larger trucks. We do provide a truck apron for the trucks to safely navigate through that roundabout.
Del. Is taking public comments until September 19th on that potential roundabout. Happening today in Milford, discussion on a proposed Dollar General according to the agenda for the Board of Adjustment meeting. Organizers are set to present a comprehensive plan map design for the store. Officials say organizers are asking for a decrease in the number of required parking spaces. This is being proposed at the intersection of Windward Boulevard and South Rehoboth Boulevard. Since the first of this month, licensed stores can legally sell marijuana in Delaware, but now we're getting some reminders from the Delaware Department of Transportation to all drivers. It is illegal and unsafe to drive under the influence of cannabis. Driving high is your ticket to a DUI. Drive safe, drive sober, and if you plan to go out while high, please find a designated driver or Lyft service. Coming up after the break, Milton Mentor Mission. In this week's Coastal Connection, we will show you how a Milton teacher is helping bridge language barriers in the classroom and inside homes.
Trying to find success in the classroom can be a challenge for any student, but it can be doubly hard if English isn't your first language. As Matt Pensick shows us in this week's Coastal Connections, one Milton woman is helping out Spanish-speaking students and their families as well.
So these are some of the books that we use.
At first, this may look like a typical children's book, but if you get in closer, it's much more than that. It is a useful tool designed to help parents or guardians whose first language is Spanish help their children make their way in an English-speaking society.
In this program, we use bilingual literature to help the parents learn how to establish reading routines with their children at home. We read it first in Spanish, okay, so that the parents understand what the story is about. So we'd go through and read all the pages in the Spanish section.
For 10 years, Jackie Wager has worked with families that are new to the U.S. and the language challenges they face.
It can be very stressful for the families when all they want to do is make sure their children are in school and learning and doing well.
School forms that might seem simple are not so simple if you're just learning English.
There were a lot of questions they had that you and I would understand if a notice came home or an email, whatever it might be. And the parents of my students, many of them can't read the English and don't know how to support their children. And I learned about a program that offers, with bilingual literature, instruction and resources to help parents learn how to read with their children.
The adult programs are usually in the evenings. During the day, Wager is focused on elementary school students.
We have to work very closely with the classroom teachers to make sure supports are in place for those kids to get the support that they need throughout their school day.
It was at an early age the students, and by extension their families, first started working with Wager. It's a relationship that continues beyond the elementary school years.
Many of my former students have graduated, are in studying beyond high school. I run into families at the grocery store, at Chick-fil-A, at the beach. I'm very, very fortunate and excited to see them throughout the community.
And recently, one of those former students reached out to her.
One day this spring, I got a text message from a former student, and she had a selfie with her associate's degree from Deltech, and she says, "Mrs. Wager, I did it." And I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it. Degree secured. Isn't that an awesome picture? I'm so proud. I feel so blessed to have this kind of connection with my students and their families in our area.
Y después aquí al Georgetown para estudiar el inglés.
Working with two languages, the impact that she is making, that is hard to put a number to.
I love what I do, Matt. I wouldn't change it. I wouldn't change it. There have been tough times and tears shed, but I think that working with people who are so driven to succeed and develop their language skills is inspiring.
For Coastal Connections, I'm Matt Pensick.
Our Thursday started with lots of low clouds and areas of fog this morning. We've lost the fog. The visibility is good. We're still hanging on to some low clouds out there in the Spicer Brothers Cam over SU right now. 82 in Salisbury. Those dew points in the mid-70s, that tropical-like air. And we're into the upper 80s this afternoon, and be weather aware for showers and thunderstorms as we go into the afternoon. It's in the storyline. We're going to be looking at thunder and showers later today, and some of those packing a punch with very heavy rain at that time. But before then, it's feeling like mid-90s out there. And then Friday into the weekend, it turns drier, a little drier, seasonably warm, plenty of sunshine, and temperatures mid-80s Saturday. a little more heat on Sunday with upper 80s and some humidity as well. It's getting pretty warm right now. 85 in Long Neck, Georgetown and Millsboro, 84, Delmarva 82, with 80 in Ocean City and 82 in Bethany Beach. And I talked about that tropical air mass. We've got dew points into the mid 70s, so it is very uncomfortable. It's that air you can wear. It feels like 90 in Georgetown, Millsboro and Dagsboro right now, 93 in Seaford and Laurel, and feeling like mid to upper 80s for the beach locations where you're seeing a little bit of a sea breeze right now. But for the rest of us, just very light winds and very warm and muggy as we're seeing cumulus clouds beginning to pop up on the visible satellite picture right now, and also some high clouds streaming through. Nothing in the way of showers or storms yet, but there is a trigger back to the west in the form of a stationary front, and we're starting to see some of those showers and storms getting going now across western and central parts of PA. And as this front sags to the southeast and interacts with the heating of the day, we will see some of those showers and storms later on. So here's Futurecast at noon, getting even warmer with mid to upper 80s, 70s at the coast. And then as soon as about 2 p.m., we could see a few isolated showers, but I think a better chance of storms by 4 p.m. And you see this orange and red color around Berlin. That's indicating very heavy rain, maybe torrential rain, and some of that could spread up into parts of Sussex County and the eastern shore as well. And that continues through the evening hours. So be weather aware for the potential of local flooding, with still some of those showers continuing around 7:30. As we go through the overnight, the showers will end, otherwise mostly cloudy skies, and we could see another round of fog tomorrow morning with temperatures into the mid 70s. And then by noon, we're into the 80s, a little drier, a little cooler into the afternoon hours tomorrow with low to mid 80s and 70s at the coast. Friday night, a few clouds keeping us a little warmer into Saturday morning with 70s, and Saturday looking pretty good. By the afternoon, we're looking at temperatures into the lower 80s with 70s at the coast. There's a marginal or very low chance of excessive rain with any storms this afternoon. I think the ground will be pretty receptive to the rain, and we're looking at very humid conditions finally drying out, I think, as we go into the early part of next week, with feels like temperatures this afternoon mid to upper 90s. Not as bad tomorrow, but still feeling like low to mid 90s. We're looking into the tropics. This is Tropical Storm Erin now looking very healthy. You can see the convection, the thunderstorm activity right over the center of this storm, probably becoming a hurricane as we go into the evening and overnight hours, as it tracks just north of Puerto Rico as a Category 2, and then becoming a Category 3, and then it starts to make a turn more to the north. And you look at the spaghetti plots, these are all the models showing it starting to move to the north as we go into next week. Still keeping it off the coast, but we'll be feeling the impacts with larger waves and a risk of rip currents too. 87 in Seaford and Georgetown today. Once again, watch for heavier showers and storms this afternoon. 88 for Easton, 87 in Vienna, with Salisbury at 87, 86 in Crisfield, Ocean City around 84 degrees. Paul Davis 7-day forecast. We do dry it out, cool it off a little bit on Friday. 85, 83 on Saturday, up to 88 on Sunday with more humidity, and then mid 80s Monday, dry, a little cooler Tuesday and Wednesday, lower humidity. And we're watching the Atlantic for Erin and the waves and the rip current risk probably beginning as soon as Wednesday.
Thank you, Bob. And here's what you can look forward to this afternoon on Coast Life at 4. Working our way closer and closer to the weekend. You can join us today at 4 for some more Coast Life fun, where we're going to be talking about ways for you to give back to the community with a back-to-school drive.
Plus, do you want to go viral online? We've got some tips of what does and doesn't work.
And if you're looking for your new permanent residence here along coastal Delmarva, we've got a really great model home in a really great community to show off to you and see if maybe that's where you'd like to live. All that fun and more is happening today at 4 on Coast Life. We'll see you then. Cambridge police are promoting safe driving for the city through proactive traffic enforcement initiatives. Police say these came about because of increased complaints from the community. After observing violations for 2 days, there were a total of 35 traffic stops, which resulted in the following: 15 traffic citations and 48 traffic warnings, and one person was arrested on a warrant. Coming up tonight on DSN at 7:30, it's a replay of the Maryland High School baseball playoff game between Snow Hill and Colonel Richardson. Then it's the final score at 10:30. Coming up after the break, one organization is trying to give children and their families a chance to enjoy a week at the beach. We'll tell you what difficult circumstances make that experience so meaningful. The Believe in Tomorrow Foundation is growing its reach in Ocean City. The foundation bought a neighboring property on 65th Street. The foundation says its pediatric respite program is the largest of its kind in the nation. The goal is to give critically ill children and their families a chance to enjoy a week at the beach.
This has been a long time coming. We've been working very hard. The community has been behind us and supported us, so it's a very joyful day for all of us. And quite honestly, Sunday, we will have our first family coming to stay, so what could be better?
And Davis tells us that the first family to stay in the townhouses is coming this Sunday.
It is a warm and sticky Thursday. We're seeing clouds in Laurel, 83, feeling much warmer with the humidity, with storms building in this afternoon, possibly some locally heavy rain at that time. Then drier Friday into the weekend. Congratulations to Diane Benson from Millsboro on winning a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis and Coast TV. Your 10-day forecast is coming up next. A warm and humid afternoon on the way with temperatures into the 80s, and be weather aware for showers and storms dumping very heavy rain in some local areas and maybe causing some flooding this evening. Call the Coast TV First Alert weather phone. Your forecast is just a call away. Sponsored by Brockstead, Mandalis, Federico. Drying out a little bit Friday and into the weekend, 83 Saturday, 88 Sunday, and then cooling down a little bit into next week, especially Wednesday and Thursday. We'll be watching Erin offshore with some larger waves and a rip current risk, certainly keeping an eye on that situation.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Midday. And for more news and local weather, download our Coast TV News app, and don't forget to join us for Coast TV News at 5 this afternoon. Have a great day.